Hope everyone downloaded Star UML software. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Only B11 students are there. What about check that. I will share all the UML diagrams, ATM. Rejoined, everyone. So we can start to draw the diagram. I will share all the diagrams, all 9 diagrams, ATM. What are the 9 diagrams? What are the 9 UML diagrams we learned? Anybody? Anyone? Anyone is hearing me? Anybody is there?
Yes, ma'am.
What are the different UML diagrams we learn?
Use case diagram.
9 diagrams I discussed, both behavioral and static and dynamic. Structural and behavioral diagram we discussed. And I shared the PPT also. And what are the different 9 diagrams we learn?
ATM.
ATM is one of the project name. So for every project name, we have to learn, we have to draw all the 9 diagrams. What are those 9 diagrams?
Use case diagram, object
Hmm?
diagram.
Anyone? 70 students are there. If you can't able to answer that question, no need to study the subject also. There is no sense in that. Because these many days I explained what are the different diagrams and we explain each and every diagram separately. Every single diagram explained. After that, I just ask you to name it. If you're unable to do that, so what you listen all these classes? Then what you listen? It's really disappointing that you people can't able to name it. Then what do you listen all these classes? How many are there? How many are there? I don't think these many students are there. They simply join. Okay, class diagram, structural diagram, and that class diagram, object diagram, component deployment, behavioral diagram, use case sequence, collaboration, state chart, and activity. Yes. Yes. Who is that? Gave that. Okay, roll number 27. Roll number 27 gave the correct answer. We learn structural and behavioral diagram, class, object, component, deployment. Diagrams comes under structural diagrams. Once you draw the diagram, it won't change after that. But behavioral diagram means it will change according to the events happen. So use case diagram, collaboration, state chat, activity diagrams comes under behavioral diagram. Only one student out of 72 members. B9, roll number 27 answered the question. $59. Okay, well, not complete list is there, but at least gave some answers. The remaining 70 students did not even respond. So now we are using now we are going to draw using star UML. In star UML, actually, before coming to star UML, I will share all those ATM 9 diagrams. I will share in your WhatsApp group. You can draw in your star UML, and you have to submit after this. Now let me share that. Chandana, once you check your WhatsApp and share with your friends.
Yes, ma'am.
B9, B11. Abhishek, are you there? Abhishek is not there. Sheshu Kiran, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
So share in your group. We already completed activity diagram and use case diagram using star UML. So the remaining diagram we can write, can draw now. Okay, next class diagram. Start with class diagram. Open class diagram. These diagrams actually explained, but in this class now we are going to do it. You see, star you. Model, which diagram we are going to draw now? Class diagram. So go for class, first class. Then in that class, we can give the name of the class. If it is bank, you can write bank. Right, then what are the attributes? Attributes are bank ID, that is integer type. Then you can give your own style, no problem. The next attribute is location. It's a character type, char. So like that you can give. If you want to add other attributes, you can add here using plus symbol. Then if you want to delete, and if you want to move up and down, the options are there. And if you want to put here, actually, if we does not mention the visibility, it become, you could see here the visibilities. Visibility actually public, protected, private are there. Default it is public, but if you want to make it as protect or private, you can use select the visibility here. Okay. So if you coming to bank ID, suppose if you want bank ID is private, keep it as private. Actually, that is not private because we are sharing for when we are doing any transaction, we are using that ID. So bank ID is not a private thing, but if you want to make any attribute as private or protected, you can use the visibility. You can change the visibility according to that. So if you want to add operations, what operations you need? If you want to add a particular operation, how can you add the operations here? Here operation field is here. How can you look here? Add operation is there. Click on that. Then operation 1 is active. You can give any operation. It manage. So let's say. So the next are you doing with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Then next, if you want to give an association to another class, just click on the class, which class it is. What is the class? ATM, right? This diagrams actually, the logic I already explained. Now we are only trying to draw that. So next, location is for attributes. So we can click on attribute and you can make changes here. We can give the data type also. We can mention the data types. The data type is actually optional. If you want, you can give. And what are the operations you want to? You can give in the operation field here. Okay. Operations is a function, so you have to give function notation. Next, what is the relationship between these two? it's a directed association. So both direction is there. So no need to give direction. You can use an association. And here you can come. What is the comment? It maintains. Means bank maintains an ATM. Okay. So in the comment section, you can give. So next, cardinality. How to mention the cardinality? Actually, one bank have multiple ATM. Okay, one bank. So the visibility is 1. Sorry, cardinality is 1. One bank maintains multiple ATM. Means minimum one ATM is mandatory, 1 to n number of ATMs. So in the same way, if you know how to draw this, you can draw the whole class diagram which you shared. Same process only. Customer attributes you can give here, and attributes, multiple attributes you can give. Then ATM transaction, another class. Then ATM transactions, multiple attributes are there. Then operation is there. I don't mention the class name and all. How to draw that picture? If you have doubt, you can ask me. It's very simple thing. Here, actually, this is customer. And this is ATM transaction. Then ATM transaction, we have different types of ATM transactions there. That's why we can use the generalization. Generalization means different withdraw, transfer, change mean what are the operations. You can mention here. If it withdraw operation, you can give withdraw operation with its attributes and operations. The actual diagram I shared in the group, you can draw using the diagram. If you want to draw your own diagram, no problem, you can draw it. Then transfer, change pin, changing pin number, or if you want to deposit, you can deposit, give the deposit also. Then customer, I will ask someone to explain this. I already explained in previous classes. Now I'm just drawing how to draw the diagram, to show how to draw the diagrams. And after that, someone will explain the logic that I discussed before. I think you people are not following. You're not listening. How many of you are drawing the diagram?
Ma'am,
Only one person is drawing the diagram.
Ma'am, one doubt. In this bank column, upper one, bank
Sorry?
ATM.
Sorry?
Bank is there, ma'am. Bank class.
Mm-hmm.
There I'm getting error for bank ID int plus lock character.
You are getting error.
Bank in the bank class first attribute, ma'am.
Mm-mm.
I'm getting the error like if I'm giving same one.
You click on bank first column, the name, last name, you click. Then
Yes, ma'am. In the first attribute, once double click on it, ma'am, I'm getting somewhat error.
suppose if you want to add one attribute, you just click on that attribute symbol, then the attribute, you can add attributes here. You can give bank ID, the same, right? Bank ID. And what is the data type of that? It's an integer type. Where is the problem here? Here actually one is plus minus. This I gave as private. If it is public means visibility. If you click on here, you can choose whether public, protect, or private.
Okay, ma'am.
What is the problem here? Should not add plus minus separately. Are you drawing?
Yes, ma'am.
You can arrange all these things and make this diagram more beautiful. Complete complete it. In this diagram, I did not mention all the attributes and operations. When you draw, you have to complete that field, attributes and operations. How many of you are drawing diagrams? Raise your hands. Only 16 students are out of 70. Is there any doubt in this diagram? Logic or any doubts in any of the things? Logic also is correct. Did you draw the diagram? Then we can move on to the next diagram. A bank maintain an ATM. An ATM has different types of transactions: withdraw, check balance, transfer, account money from one account to another. She did by the ATM. And a customer can maintain one or multiple account. And the account may be current account, saving accounts, different types of account is allowed. And customer can own a debit card. It's not mandatory. That's why we gave 0 to 1. Then customer, minimum one customer is needed, maximum n number of customers. There is no limit. So 1 to start. So the relationship between bank and customer, the cardinality become 1 to 1, 1 to start. Means one bank can handle minimum one customer is there, then only will open the bank. So 1 to star. Star means any number. So the generalization, when we use, there is a relationship like superclass, subclass relationships are there, then we can go for generalization. So is there any doubt? You have to fill these class
Ma'am,
essays.
how did you get 1 to this thing? Like, how did you draw it?
Once you click on this relationship,
The name is only like, I can name it. I don't know how to.
name means here, if you click here, this text
That I
box
got,
will
ma'am,
come.
but 1 how did you do? Okay.
Here, you will get it. Multiplicity will be there. Multiplicity 0 to 1, 1, 0 to star, 1 star, star. You can select all any of this multiplicity. Complete all the classes with its attributes and operations. Once you finish your diagram, just add one note. And you enter your details. And save it as JPEG file. Create one folder and deposit all these diagrams in that folder. Once you finish all the diagram, I will ask you to submit. To include your name. In debit an account, okay. It's needed. It's needed. Actually, I did not complete the diagram. The diagram is not complete. That's why even the attributes and operations also I did not add, because we have to add the cardinality here. This multiplicity need to add here. For one account, how many debit cards are possible? For one account, only one, right? Multiple is there. That multiplicity you need to check. Actually, I'm not sure whether multiple debit cards are possible with one account. Generally, we are taking one debit card, credit card, but this one is multiple. You can give one to staff. Otherwise, one to one is enough. One to one relation. Yes, a bank can issue two debit card for the same account. Okay. So we can give more than one. Not only one to star you can provide. Multiple means one to star. And when not, write your name, roll number, class. and save. Export diagram as PNG or JPEG and save somewhere. And have to keep in one folder and submit. I will ask you to submit once we finish all the 9 diagrams for the project. Have you completed this? How many of you completed the diagram? Just raise your hands. Completed? Can I move to next diagram?
No, ma'am, wait. If you already completed, go to next model, object diagram. Class diagram and object diagram is very much similar, only differences. Class diagram contain, object diagram contain class name with object name. So, in the ATM, object diagram, actually we have to mention what is the instance of that particular class. So here MasterCard we are using at a particular time. Then MasterCard belong to which class? Card class. So what are the attributes for this? There is no operation. So you can add the attributes here. Then you have to mention what is the PIN number. PIN you can give here. And PIN number, whatever the PIN number is in that particular instance, it's using the PIN number, right? So PIN number and the card number. card number is a 12-digit number, and we can generally 4-digit number. Any 4-digit number you can give. In the same way, you can draw this. And account type also here, you can see the account type we mentioned, saving account. It belongs to account class. And you can give the account number and balance. What are the attributes you want to mention? You can give here. So account number is one of the attributes. So what is account number? You just give some name or some number randomly. Like that you have to draw. The diagram already is shared. In every object, you have to mention the class name. Don't forget. The underline will come automatically. It represents it's an object, not a class. No need to give separate. Every object will be underlined. So no need to write. Don't give slot 1, slot 2, slot 3. You should mention the attributes here. We can give the attributes. Here you can give a 0 or star also, because withdrawal transaction is not mandatory. So you can give a minimum 1 or 0. 0, 0 to star. A number of transactions are possible. If it's not mandatory to withdraw at least once. So like that you can give. Savings account, one saving account. Can handle. Multiple withdrawals. Is there any doubt on this object diagram? Here, object diagram represents the instance of a particular class. So when you draw the object diagram, you have to mention the card name, location, PIN number, everything in a real value. Means you have to give some value to the attributes. So valued attribute you need to, no need to give operations. Operations are not the objects. Operations comes under classes only. When you mention the class object, you have to mention the object belongs to which class. So here MasterCard is one of the objects, is belong to card class. Saving account, machine, ATM, withdrawal log, it belongs to record. Like that object, that particular object belongs to which class you need to mention, and what is the multiplicity of relationship. And if you here actually the ATM transactions. Um, ATM, it should be linked with an account. So you have to give link of the particular machine with the account. Account manages ATM. Here also don't forget to add but not to include your details. Have you done this? Have you done the diagram?
How many of you completed? Respond. If it's over, then move to the next diagram. Actually, we learn activity diagram, right? But swimlane activity diagram also there. When you draw, it's better to draw both the diagrams. Okay. So swimlane activity diagram. In last class we drew that drew that activity diagram, not swimlane diagram. Swimlane activity is a modified activity diagram. So draw that diagram. Swimlane activity. Okay. So model, take here swimlane activity you can't find. You can only see activity diagram. So take activity. Then, but only difference is you have to make swim lanes, right? So in the activities, you could see here vertical swim lines. So draw vertical swim lines. So the remaining things are same, like what we drew in the last class. Write the object name here. Customer ATM. Then what is the final object? Bank. Then the remaining path are same. Draw it by your own. What is action? Actually initial. Then we can insert a initial, then action, then insert card. Authorization. We'll do the authorization. Bank will do the authorization. Then can go for decision. Decision diagram we can give. Then valid, invalid pin number options there.
There are so many symbols given for this. You can find it. Are you drawing this? Complete this diagram. Is there any doubt in this diagram? Ask me. Complete it. Do it fast. It's not a complete diagram, draw the remaining diagram. Are you doing it?
Yes.
Complete the whole diagram. You have enough space here. Down, you can increase the streamline size also. Complete the diagram. How many of you are doing these diagrams? You just write your roll numbers in chat box. Who are doing these diagrams? I'm not getting any response. Only 1 or 2 members are responding sometimes. So I want to know how many of you are doing. Respond in chat box. Both in theory and lab class, explain all the diagrams. Still, many of the students don't know the name of the diagrams also. The name of the diagrams. Whenever you draw a diagram, you have to mention, okay, I forgot to say one thing. You should mention the diagram name also. Not only your name, you have to mention your diagram name also. So in that note, you should mention the diagram name, because you have to know what is the diagram name is. Some people will draw everything, but they don't know which diagram is this. Very few members are doing this. 70 students are there, but I got hardly
20 responses. What other people are doing? That is my question. What you people are doing? I already asked you to, 2 weeks back, I informed you to download the software. Suppose if you face any problem while downloading, no, I did not get a single complaint also. So I hope, okay, everyone downloaded. Then how will you draw in your exam? If you don't understand, tell me now. I will explain it. The diagrams, online diagrams, I explained before itself. The logic, how to draw the diagrams. Now we are practicing using the tool. B11 5. Roll number 5. B21. B9 21. 25. B11 25. B9 27. B11 26. B11 33. 1011. B11 11. B11 23. B9 52. 56. B11 22. B11 39. B11 52. 57. B9 57. Students are here, but they are not doing. Is it completed? Is it completed, this diagram? You have to finish the whole diagram I shared. This is, in the note you should mention activity swim lane diagram. ATM activity. ATM is the project name. ATM activity swim lane diagram. With your number and name. You should draw the whole diagram. What are the procedures? First, the customer insert the card. Then after that, he will enter the PIN number. Then authorization process will be done by the bank people. Then after the authorization, if it is a valid PIN number, then you can enter the amount. Then
means you need the service. You want to debit. Suppose if you want to take some amount from your account, then it will check a current balance. If enough balance is there, it will allow you to take the amount and it will deduct that amount from the bank database. And after that, it will to remove the card and it will eject the card. Then you can take the card. This is the procedure just for activity streamline diagram, ATM withdrawal activity streamline diagram actually. ATM withdrawal activity streamline diagram. Full ATM operations are not showing. Only one part is showing, that is withdrawal activity streamline diagram. So in that one, we divided the objects into different streamlines and the operations or actions performed by the particular object is drawing in every streamline. So what are the objects here? Customer, ATM, and bank are the objects, and these are the activities performed by that actors or the objects. The only difference between only difference between streamline activity and activity diagram is both represent the actions, but the difference is that streamline activity diagram mention object with its activity, but another activity does not mention which object or which actor performed the particular activity. So this one is a more detailed diagram of activity diagram. I recommend both, and especially this activity streamline diagram, I recommend personally. So hope everyone completed it. Completed or not? Tell me, is it completed? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Then next is component and deploy. Component diagram actually I did not share with you, right? Component diagram I did not share with you. I'll share that. Chantana, I shared with you. Shesh Kiran, check it. Component diagram is there. So share with your friends. So when we discuss the component diagram, could see what are the software component and the hardware components and their interfaces. So ATM machine is a hardware thing, right? Hardware. Customer console is also hardware, but card reader is a hardware, and bank database is software. It's a database part. Then client desktop, employee console, web page is also software. Then account informations will be there in the background, and these are the interfaces. So we have to draw the relationship between different components, software and hardware components. So draw this diagram next. For the component diagram. Different components are represented using the simple component. What are the different components? Customer, console, and it's related with ATM machine. ATM machine, then interface. Transaction. This is the communication path. Draw the diagram. Are you doing it? Communication path, actually only deployment. It's not allowing link. So you have to go for dependency to show all the relationships.
Have you completed? Have you completed? What does this component diagram represent? The relationship between different components, software and hardware components, right? So 66 participants only, many of them left. Are you doing it or not? How many of you finished? Have you done? Have you tried it? They're not responding. Once you've done this, I will ask you to submit. Everybody has to submit. That is your record mark. Okay, don't forget to add the notes. The notes contain the diagram name, your roll number, and your name. Next week, we can finish all the 9 diagrams. After that, there will be a Viva, and you have to upload all this diagrams in GLearn. I will tell you where to upload. So be ready with your diagrams. Okay, thank you.